how insecure heterosexual males used to bond.
I knew that.
James Cameron is starting to hit peak woke, except his actions don't back up his empty words. James Cameron has come out and said that he wouldn't make Terminator today. And boy, does that piss me off. First, let's look at what he said.
I'll look back on some films that I've made, and I don't know if I would want to make that film now. I don't know if I'd want to fetishize the gun like I did on a couple of Terminator movies 30 plus years ago. In our current world, what's happening with guns in our society turns my stomach. I actually cut about 10 minutes of the movie targeting gunplay action. I wanted to get rid of some of the ugliness, to find a balance between light and dark. You have to have conflict, of course. Violence and action are the same thing, depending on how you look at it. This is the dilemma of every action filmmaker, and I'm known as an action filmmaker.
No, I don't believe that this is a dilemma for every action filmmaker, because I don't believe every other action film director is sucking on the soy so hard. Tarantino's only dilemma is choosing who gets the most violent death. Jeez, I love that man. Some of the best action films and shows we're getting at the moment are coming out of Asia. I'm pretty sure those dudes aren't going through any moral crisis. Thank God. Also guessing James Cameron's ex-wife, Catherine Bigelow, who made Near Dark, Point Break, Zero Dark 30, and won Best Picture and Best Director for The Hurt Locker. I'm guessing she also sleeps soundly at night. Who did Catherine beat again for Best Director and Best Picture? Oh yeah, her ex-husband, James Cameron, for Avatar. That must have been a kick in old James's nuts. Maybe this is where all the problems started. Apparently he wouldn't do the Terminator movies in the same way because he doesn't want to fetishize the gun. Maybe the two Terminators could have settled their differences over lattes. Yes, I'm sure those films would have been very successful if he'd removed all the gunplay. Maybe it could have been a Terminator version of Beaches. Now, I have a feeling he chose to mention the Terminator movies to steer away from some of his other outings that may be more problematic. Now, if you're a young dude in Hollywood trying to get ahead, sure, sell out and jump on the woke bandwagon. Seems to be the only way these days. But when you are 68 years old, worth $700 million, and your films have grossed over $6 billion worldwide, mind you, mostly off action films, you should probably be a bit more self-aware.
You're a terminated fucker.
Violence and action are the same thing depending on how you look at it. And when exactly did this revelation come about? The two films he produced and had part in writing before Avatar: The Way of Water, excellent review here by the way, were Alita: Battle Angel, where they cut off a kid's head, and Terminator: Dark Fate, which used his ex-wife blasting away to promote the film. While we're on Dark Fate, he's delusional about that too. Apparently now he thinks bringing back Arnold and Linda Hamilton was why it bombed, and it had nothing to do with the terrible script that made Sarah Connor a lunatic and the Terminator a soy-filled curtain salesman.
I'm never gonna fucking call you Carl.
Oh, here's another great review on that film. What a surprise. And regarding Avatar, he says, I actually cut about 10 minutes of the movie targeting gunplay action. Wow. Cameron claims he cut out a whole 10 minutes of gunplay out of a 3+ hour film where our lead, who has had 14 years to learn the local ways of bow and arrow, still packs an automatic assault rifle, the mass shooter's weapon of choice. Apologies if I've given his gun the wrong name. I know nothing about guns.
What the fuck?
But boy, do I like watching people use them in films. You know, like the millions of other people who like to watch action movies and don't then go on a shooting spree. A real quick break to thank today's sponsor, Athletic Greens. As we are getting through the festive season that includes too much eating and drinking, it's coming to that time of year again when we start promising ourselves that we're going to start getting fitter and healthier. And not just the body, the mind as well. Well, let Robot Head give you the tip. My morning AG1 drink is my secret weapon to staying happy and healthy, as well as keeping me mentally focused all day long. It's also the best way to start the day after a big night out. And trust me, I've tested that one many times. Forget taking a bunch of pills and capsules that are hard on the stomach and on the wallet. Instead, start a daily micro habit that makes it easy to absorb key nutrients, lead a healthy lifestyle, and feel your best no matter what the day holds. Made from 75 of the highest quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced nutrients in the world, AG1 is an all-in-one nutrition drink that serves every single physical demand, no matter how busy your schedule is. One scoop, 1 minute, once a day, every day. That's all it takes. And I can tell you, feeling stressed from being overworked has become a thing of the past for this robot. AG1 includes vital adaptogens that act to support adrenal health and recovery when the mind needs stress management. I'm sleeping like a baby. And if you use my link, you'll also get a 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D3, K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. That's a great offer. Your mind and body will thank you for it. Whether you're an athlete, on your way to getting healthier, or just trying to keep up with the kids, AG1 is the easiest way to stay on top. See my link in the description and visit Athletic Greens today. The Way of Water is basically a bloody redo of the first film, which no one asked for, and if he'd written a better film, he could have just removed the guns from it completely. But apparently, it's hard to shout about bad human Whitey without guns being involved. His whole CV is about adding guns to stories. Alien was a horror movie with no guns. When Camron took over the second film, Aliens, he added as many guns as humanly possible. New guns, old guns, unmanned guns, even a gun lesson. The guy has such a boner for guns, he added a friggin' gun chase to the Titanic story. You won't find that one in the history books. The most unnecessary gun addition to any story ever. A real life event where over 1,500 people died in the most dramatic way possible, and he adds a shootout. And before I get comments, yes, the officer who shot 2 passengers and then himself is apparently true. I wanted to get rid of some of the ugliness to find a balance between light and dark. The arrogance of this guy. In the right hands, violence can be used as a comment against violence. RoboCop and Starship Troopers both satirize violence and hold a mirror up to the 80s and 90s America. Even Demolition Man had something to say about violence and the view of guns in society.
Come on, Hal. Where the goddamn guns?
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality standard.
Fuck you.
I can't work out if the US is currently entering its RoboCop timeline or its Demolition Man timeline, but I'm guessing now that words are classified as violence.
You shit.
It's sadly entering the Demolition Man timeline.
Oh, I'm so scared. What, you guys don't have sarcasm anymore?
If anyone can confirm this, just let me know in the comments. Can we please bring back Wesley Snipes? This guy's got more charisma than all of our current leads put together. How did we go from this to this? What the fuck happened? Tofu. I bet it was Tofu. Then you have films like A History of Violence and Hacksaw Ridge that take a more straightforward look at the effects of violence, and they do it in a very violent way. The Blue Smurf shootout's use of violence is purely for dumb entertainment. In The Way of Water, we're meant to cheer when all the fishermen and research dudes get killed, even though they had been hijacked by the army to do their dirty work. What is that teaching us about violence? Is it killing commercial fishermen is a good thing? Someone better warn John West.
John West endured the worst to bring you the best.
James Camron is full of shit. He may as well blame video games or the evil rap music. His bloody last 3 films are full of dumb violence. He definitely wants to sound woke, but he sure as hell doesn't want to go broke.
Actually, no.
My guess that this little act for the woke media and his bringing up of the Terminator films is to get in first. It's a little offering to the woke gods to get them on side before some social justice warrior weirdo accidentally watches True Lies. That film's got enough gratuitous violence, misogyny and racism to get a director cancelled. Quick, James, say something crazy like testosterone is a toxin. That should get applause from the woke mob.
Dominic, let me do the talking. You may start by unzipping your dress. No. Turn around. Do it.